Hey Narwhals, it's your host Luke Narwhal. Welcome back to another weight loss discussion. Let's go ahead and begin. I really wish people would stop telling me I'm not overweight. I am 5'3" and I weigh 185 pounds. I'm objectively overweight. My doctor has told me I'm not overweight, I'm not all muscle or anything like that, and in a lot of stores, I don't even fit the largest size they have. I get winded walking up one flight of stairs, so I hate being told I'm not fat because it downplays all these issues. Now, I'm not just going to go out to people and complain about my body. I will just talk about this new workout I tried or new low-calorie meal idea, or just mention I just came from the gym. And sometimes people, mainly my family, will tell me I don't need to do any of it. They'll say I'm not fat and I look fine. Sometimes people will complain about not being able to lose weight, and I will recommend something that worked for me just for them to tell me I don't need to lose any weight. I get that they think they're being nice, but it's really annoying, and I'm trying so hard to get to a healthy weight. So this is a topic we've covered on the channel before, so let's go ahead and read some of the comments and see other people's perspectives here. It's because many people think acknowledging that someone is overweight is an insult. The thing is, you just don't need to bring that up if someone comes for the gym or mentions a recipe. I talked to co-workers about going to the gym after work, and we actually chat about it, and no one is strange like this. I don't think it's necessarily politeness in many cases. Statistically speaking, the average person is overweight, and I think that also might be turning the obese weight ranges into the reference point for someone counting as overweight. You may now need to look exceptionally larger than most other people to be considered overweight. I'm about 15 pounds overweight right now, and people tell me all the time they don't think I am. I think it's just shifting expectations to the weight averages increasing overall. That's an interesting point and something we have covered in previous videos. On to the next comment here by Sleepy Blondie. They say, I hate that too. And when I point out I'm overweight based on medical charts, I always get something along the lines of, oh, that doesn't count. Like, I appreciate that they're trying to be supportive, but it's the wrong kind of support for me. And someone replies, I know. I have to remind myself that they mean well. Next comment says, I don't bring the topic up anymore because that kind of comments are unfortunately too often. If someone asks, I never state my goal weight. I just say getting stronger, and for my reasons, I got tired of being fat. Best bet is to avoid terms like diet, calories, weight, macros, etc., as that's what will trigger the you're obsessed and losing too much. The comments come from a good place, but fat people associate diet equals suffering, and naturally thin people don't understand why we have to calorie count, since they never had to before. Yes, I had a friend tell me I'm going to give myself an ED because I calorie count, and they just wouldn't listen to me when I say I use it as a guideline and don't obsess or stress over the counts. People just try to be nice. I was 310 pounds at 5'11", and people were saying I was just slightly overweight. I'm 5'7", and people just say, but you're tall, you can hold it well. I'm not even that tall, and you can clearly see I'm overweight. Height doesn't make you look slimmer or so. It's funny, read sad, how people work, right? They'll fat shame a fat person, but when someone borderline fat tries to lose weight, they'll have a problem with that too. You just can't win here. Just think of it this way. It goes in through one ear and out the other. I think some of it is because in America, we sensationalize everything, including being fat. It's gotten to the point where someone isn't considered fat until they're 500 plus pounds and large enough to be on one of those reality shows like Biggest Loser or My 600 Pound Life or something. I'm 5'8" and 240 pounds. That's easily 50 pounds overweight. I would say more realistically 70 to 80 pounds overweight. But I'm not bedridden or need a mobility scooter, so I'm not considered fat. And someone replies, health consequences for obesity generally begin at the marker for obesity. That is, a BMI higher than 30. Pre-diabetes, metabolic syndrome, etc. You are at a higher risk of developing these things, full stop, the higher your BMI is. That's why they often say that losing just 10% of your body weight when you're obese is associated with a whole bunch of health improvements. Being in the overweight range, a BMI of 25 to 30, isn't great either, but most of us also don't recognize someone in that range as fat, since that's the majority of people in the US. Little Miss Sunshine says, people are really uncomfortable acknowledging each other's bodies. It's like nobody wants to be the person telling someone not to take a second helping, except for the church ladies and whoever that still do that. It's like we've rushed to the other side of the boat where people say, oh no, you don't need to change anything, you're so pretty. When people say that to me, I'm like, okay, yes, I'm pretty. What does that have to do with my weight? Just because I'm on a journey with my diet, my health, my fitness, and working to develop my body into a vision I have for myself doesn't mean I don't think I'm pretty. My body is a tool. It's how I get through the world. I want it to be strong. I want it to be healthy. I want to be able to climb mountains and swim across rivers and go anywhere I want to go without feeling like I'm going to die with every breath. Yes, I want my body to look different, but that's because I know it looking different means I get all the capabilities I want and need in life. Body neutrality for the win. A worm hat says, OMG, me too. I've been told I was skinny all the way up until around 150 pounds at 5'5", and at that weight, I just fall into the overweight category for a BMI. I don't blame anyone but myself, but I'm the type to listen to these people and say, I'm skinny, so I guess I can eat whatever I want. I have like reverse body ED, where I always think I look fine, until the day comes that I have to put on real clothes for an event and hate the way I look. Now that I realize this, I'm changing the way I think. I need to be happy with the way that I look, regardless of what anyone says. I need to assume that there's still work to do, even if I'm feeling pretty good about how I look, and go by how my clothes fit more than anything else. And lastly, and completely unrelated, I'm also going to quit believing anyone who acts like they can eat whatever they want and stay skinny, because I know these bees be dieting and exercising behind the scenes and just making it look effortless. All of this is to say, my mindset has changed a lot upon these realizations, and it's helped me stay on track for both watching my calorie intake and doing some form of exercise every day. Stumpy says, while I don't think that fat shaming is right, I also am not a fan of people who accept people and weight no matter what, and will ignore health issues that come with being overweight. If you can't climb a flight of stairs without feeling winded, then you are at risk for complications like heart disease and diabetes. People are starting to live shorter lives because we are accepting obesity as a norm. I'm 100% a proponent of a healthy lifestyle. If someone eats a balanced diet of whole foods, gets in at least 30 minutes of exercise a day, and can pass a physical exam with their doctor, normal blood pressure and nutrient levels, and is still overweight, then they are healthy. However, I'm sorry to say, but it sounds like your family and their comments are contributing to reinforcing unhealthy habits. Keep going to the gym, try to eat a healthy balanced diet, and you'll be killing those stairs in no time. Honest Miss says, ooh, I relate to this hard, and I'm so sorry to go all me, but this has been a rant I've been on for a good week. I have this frustration in one of my fitness classes. I can't do a certain stretch fully because I literally have body in the way. It doesn't make me feel bad, and I'm not looking for comfort when I say, I can't do this. Parts of my body literally take up space and I can't do it yet. And I truly hate when skinny people take that as an opportunity to soothe. I know it's in the moment and people do their best. I'm not holding it against them really, but I do hate it because it's not emotional for me. This is my body. This is what's here. It just is what it is. And it is a limitation. It just is. And that's okay. But also, if you can't get past the urge to soothe and you're going to keep telling me, no, it's fine, you can do it, and we're never going to get out of this conversational loop, I'm just going to have to do it wrong for a while, champ. It's fine. Fry Me says, I can just suggest to not fixate on the number that the scale shows. Work yourself into a calorie deficit. Add cardio as well as weight training. Get a good night's sleep. Eat your weight in protein. I eat lots of eggs, tons of water. I feel like it's maybe people not wanting to insult or supporting you, but if you don't feel good, then you know it's time to work and push harder. Sometimes people even get offended because you're taking care of yourself. Do it for you. Sounds like you already have and are. To be honest, working out for me helps with my mental gains as well as the body. I feel so much better after 60 minutes of running or weightlifting. Your eating will follow your new mind in getting healthy. Maybe you'll even inspire someone in your family. Keep up the positivity and keep pushing yourself. And here's a new comment here. That must be very frustrating. I'm sure people think they're being supportive, and I'm also sure it would be so much less annoying if they would just stop replying the way they do. I wonder if you'd get more encouragement from them if you didn't mention weight or fatness. That is when you talk to these particular people. Maybe you could say, I really feel out of condition. I want to get stronger and build up more stamina. And if they're sympathetic to that, then maybe you could also say, I want to get more toned. I want to feel really strong and good about the body I have. Those things sound like they're true going by your post. That way you take the focus off weight, which is what they're all reacting to now, and you still get to say you're working hard at the gym. Ultimately, you're the authority on how fit you feel. No one else can tell you that you don't feel a bit puffed after you climb a flight of stairs, for instance, or that you generally feel more tired than you would like. It sounds like they're not the most helpful people for you to talk to about the weight loss aspect, unfortunately. Maybe we here can be a source of support for you. I think right now they're linking everything to, but you're not fat. So when you talk about the gym, they associate that with losing weight, and it triggers the usual response. If you make constant low-key connections between the gym and stamina, that might shift their focus a bit, and you might get a break. And that brings us to the end of the discussion. If you have any thoughts on this discussion at all, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Whether you have an opinion on this, whether you've experienced this or seen someone else experience this, or even just something that you've maybe done unintentionally to somebody else, feel free to put that in the comment section below. It is always appreciated. Thank you for watching. This has been your host, Luke Narwhal, and until the next one, have a good one, Narwhals.